Welcome back, folks, to the fifth and hopefully most interesting part of this. I am, at this point, done gathering my party. I have magical items for everyone who's going to need them, and the last thing I need to do is visit a couple gods, get my stats up, get my hit points up, and then I can really start the game. There are, I think, 7 gods or so in the game. Most of them are inside towers or dungeons or are otherwise sort of inaccessible at this point. There are 3, I believe, that are just out in the overworld that are accessible, and 2 of them I'm going to. One of them is underneath the castle. The third one I'm not visiting because in this game there are good gods and there are evil gods. The good gods just give you a blessing for just showing up, or if you have a certain person in your party. For example, Elven god requires you have an elf in your party, Dwarven god requires you have a dwarf in your party, halfling, so forth. Evil gods demand something. They'll demand the sacrifice of one of your warriors, they'll demand a sacrifice of a character Sorceress Simona, or they'll demand a sacrifice of my greatsword Brennix, which of course is absolutely inexcusable. So we don't get all the blessings from the evil gods because sometimes it's not worth giving up. But you have to. However, there's certain ways around it. For example, when you have to sacrifice well, we'll get there. One thing that's kind of neat about this game, I don't know, you may have picked up earlier, but often when I'm ambushed or in a battle, Eflin and Eldai are the 2 that are targeted by the enemies the most. You see, Eflin only has 32 hit points because he's been hit so much. The AI in this game is actually not bad. The game can, and I'm not sure what basis they do this on, but they can evaluate how strong your party is, as I indicated to you before. But monsters can, when you power up, they can sense that and they'll run away more. If people will fight me now will run away later. And they can tell who your weakest member of your party is. Eflin is the most susceptible, and so they always target Eflin. I'm just have everyone use a potion to get all their hit points back. And the warriors, of course, will attack who's next to them, but the ranged will always attack your weakest party members. Kruga says, "Hold on a minute, Lucas. There's more water around here than I'm comfortable with." Kruga spits in the pool, and his saliva skitters around like an insect trailing green fumes. If we run out of walk water spells, we're done for. And this is the game helpfully reminding you to make sure you have a lot of walk waters before you go further, or you're not coming back. Poisonous waters do not attempt to swim. Well, you can't swim anyway. I have 35 walk waters. That's probably not quite enough for the whole game, but it's enough for what I need right now. There's a lot of slimes down here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get ambushed in here in a second. Or perhaps not. And here is our very first god. Gods sleep in those little coffin things you see up ahead. Generally you have to find their temples, which have their magic word, and you whisper their magic word to them, and they will wake up and give you their blessings. This god is Marrier, and he will wake up when you whisper Rana Lama. The god Marrier awakens. I am well pleased to bestow upon you my blessing. Giving +1 to bravery, strength, endurance, agility, resistance. Okay, endurance gives you hit points. Agility lets you have more turns, I believe. And resistance makes magic spells do less damage to you. And swimming to 44, which we'll never use. And then he does the same for everybody else in the party. So everyone's going to have more hit points after this, and Kruga is going to have 10 strength now, which means he's now strong enough to wield Orcbane. And Eldai is one step closer to being able to use Darkfinder. Bravery is a statistic where, once again, your party can sense the power levels of enemies. If you have weak members in your party with low bravery, they will bolt and run from you in certain fights, leaving you high and dry. Depending on their loyalty and their bravery, after the battle, if they actually run away, sometimes they never come back. Sometimes they'll rejoin you after the party. It just depends on how things go. So bravery is sort of important sometimes, but my party is high powered, so no one's going to run. And hirelings, because they're bound to you by money and not by actual loyalty, they will never break. At least that's my understanding. So that's a good thing about them. So now I'm going to use a potion, and everyone had. Alright, so now we've got Lucas has 59, 59, 51, 59, 75, and 59. So that's pretty respectable. A lot tougher to kill us. And Kruga is now going to draw his Orcbane. There we go. Now we're in business. That treasure chest in the top right is actually just a prop. I don't think you can even actually open it. That always bugged me as a kid. And that's all we have to do here. So now we can leave the castle a third time, and we'll be back yet again once we visit our last god. You know, this game would be amazing if someone remade it on the Wii U, because you could have the main screen on the TV, and then you'd have your menus all on the screen on your controller, and you could transfer things around without going into all this. It'd just be incredible. I think one of my programmer friends should make it as an indie game for the Wii U. Hint, hint. Now we go. Well, actually, I didn't mean to do that. I went too far. I wanted to go back to the teleporter room. Just too busy talking, not thinking. Okay, we want to go to South Ceres, to a little town called Wanasol. That combination is cylinder, pyramid, sphere. Each one of these towns in the game has a theme. Tellermain is like the main metropolis, it has a little bit of everything. Ketrop is a halfling town. Yusa is a little fishing town. It's all wooden, and it's in the everyone there is a fisherman. There's boats if you explore around. Wanasol is a little scholars town. There's a big library in there. Everyone there's kind of an old man. It's in Ceres, which is a really dangerous area, so I don't know how they get by. But and actually, I was mistaken again. You do have to have a boat, because down here, I'll save real quick. Dang it. Down here, the game will not allow you to teleport. It just, I don't understand what their reasoning is. I guess they just don't want you to be able to skip around without this is close. This area is close to where the end of the game is, and so they don't want you to get here ahead of time, I guess. Now, one of these little islands is a god, and I have to remember where. Oh, there it is. This is Oriana, the god of the elves, and to give her blessing you have to have an elf in the party, which we do, so that's fine. Her magic word always reminded me of wood breaking. Kirak, I think. And that's right. And she's pleased because we brought an elf with us. Increases dexterity, which increases my chance to dodge, my agility, which gives me more moves in a turn. Intelligence. Intelligence is handy because it lets you memorize spells faster, and resistance, which is obvious. Sadly, we don't get any strength from this woman, so I'm no closer to being able to wield Darkfinder on Eldai. I guess I better double check that I can't use it. And she doesn't increase my endurance either, so I don't believe I get any more hit points from her, but let me check. Yep, no extra hit points. And Eldai, can you use Darkfinder yet? Oh, I can. Excellent. Alright, so now everyone can equip their magic items. Wonderful. Okay. I don't want to fight him. So. Alright, so now I've visited all the gods that I can or intend to. And it's time to actually begin my quest. So, I need to head out. This town is terribly convenient because it houses a teleporter chamber. The very first place I'm going to go is a place we've already visited, which is the Tower of Shan. The combination to get there was sphere, sphere, pyramid. The reason we come to Shan is because at the top of the Tower of Shan there's a character who has what's called a crystal key. The crystal key opens a gate to an area called Duram, which is a dungeon beneath the castle on Oshkron Island, and you need to get in there to get the very first scroll to free the first Eldin from the first magic candle. So there's not a scroll or a candle here, but there is a key that I need to proceed. So this is our, I guess, the first place you come. So this is kind of the entry-level dungeon to the rest of the game. As such, it's slightly more difficult than the cellars were underneath the castle, but it still should be fairly simple for this party with 2 gods' blessings, magical armor, magical weapons, and everything. Now, as we go forward, I'm probably going to be referring to a map here and there, so if there's dead spots where I'm just standing around, not doing or saying much, it's because I'm looking at the map trying to figure out exactly where to go. I basically have this memorized from my youth, but not completely. Alright, this is incredibly simple. I could just let him run, but whatever, let's begin. I'm almost out of jump spells. Oh, never mind. I have tons of jump spells. Let's see if Eflin has 2 turns in a row now. Excellent. So those God's Blessings did me good already. Use a Ganchi. Jump him here. Probably didn't even need to use a Ganchi. Now look, Lucas does 58 damage now. He was doing 56 before. It's because he has more strength. So everyone's going to be doing more damage as well. Also, Lucas is now 57 out of 99. When I started the game, it was 45 out of 99. So you can see my sword skill goes up incredibly fast. Kruga is actual 78. He started at 75, so he's already going up fast. But if you compare like Eflin, his magic is still 65 out of 99, which is where I got him. He's never gotten a single point of magic yet. And again, I don't know why that levels up so slow. Tamus similarly has not gotten a single point. Midir has not gotten a single point. Magic just does not level up quickly. Don't understand why, so I like to rely on my fighters to do most of the heavy lifting here. And we do an assload of damage now. Simple. Not all that glitters is gold. Now what that's a reference to is, like I said when I cast Detect, teleporters will glitter. So that's a clue to me that there's a teleporter ahead, or teleportal ahead, which I know. And I want to get there going this way. Tamus says, Lucas, there's something about this vicinity that leads me to advise caution. I'm sure that you felt the aura of magic. Once again, the game is trying to clue you in that there is magic fields and teleporters around here, which I already knew, but if I didn't know, you'd find out. Pay attention to where I'm at. I'm on Shan 1. Sometimes the teleporters will take you to another level. This just teleported me to another place in the same level. Let me give you a quick look at what I'm doing here. I'm going to use my map flask. This is a quick map of the level. I came in through here, came around here, fought this battle, and then wrapped around here and hit a teleporter right there, which teleported me here. I can tell there's an entrance here and an entrance there, so if I go into here, I'll be able to exit to the north, and this yellow is stairs to level 2, which is where I'm headed. Another incredibly simple fight. I'm not even going to waste Gonchis or anything. And just have my... Let's see how much damage Darkfinder does now. I was doing 18 damage a pop before. Now I'm doing 30, so I've almost doubled my damage. I'm going to use a Gonchi with him. So that's the advantage of elves. I get to do respectable damage from afar. I don't have to waste a jump spell on him, and he can actually cast jump for me. Pass, pass, pass. Oh, he actually hit me, and for a good amount of damage. But Kruga has a ton of health, so I'm not too concerned. And that reminds me, I think Eflin's shields are low. Yes, he only has 39 shield left, so I'm going to need to cast shield on Eflin to get him back on top. There we go. Do not climb stairs unless authorized. This means you. I think that was supposed to be management, not MSGAT. Kelmesger. Oh shoot. Well, I just stepped into a teleporter accidentally, which brought me back to the beginning of the level, which is not a big deal because I've already cleared out all the fights, so I can get back to where I was. Simply. So now I know to be careful for teleporters because they're everywhere. But I was trying to hug the wall, like I said before, because ambushes are plentiful. And now I'm on Shan 2. Proceed with caution, wizard area above. Well, I'm trying to find that wizard. Again, let's look at the map flask to give you an idea. Alright, now the yellows again are stairs. This one will take me level 3, but when they make it that easy, you can always be guaranteed that's not the right way. I want to get there, so I'm going to have to wind my way around and get to those stairs. These doors are just enemies. Of course, it's going to be fountains and treasure chests in there, so I could go in, but that's not going to get me to my goal any faster, so I'm just going to wrap around and get to level 3 this way. I've got to remember to get Eldia's steel helmet because he's taking damage from these guys when he shouldn't. This is a Firmagon, which is the most powerful enemy, well, powerful physical enemy we've fought so far. He just does a lot of damage and has a lot of hit points, like over 100. And when you have a entry-level party, these guys are pretty tough, but not when you got Orcbane. Easily done. Ooh, 4 cubes. You'll notice that Eldia got wounded in that battle. Wounded is a status effect that only lasts you during the fight. I don't even really know what it does. I think it only limits you to 1 or 2 attacks around, which of course is negated with a Gonchi. I don't really understand if it's even a... oh, damn it. For some reason I'm not sensing these ambushes, but it's okay. These guys just soak up a lot of damage, which is their annoying feature. I'm going to move Eldai up here because he can't use his bow on someone who's adjacent to him. So rather than have him waste a turn, I'm just going to have him jumped. What I should do is you cast Zutyan again, because these guys have some armor that's absorbing a bunch of my hits and a bunch of my magic, but rather than do that, I'm just going to cast a bunch of acid balls. Yeah, see, I did 11 damage out of that because his shield absorbed so much. Now I did 41. Oh, my magic skill just went up 1. So I had to hit dozens of times before I ever got a magic increase. I guess I'll hit the one who's actually a threat to me. And done. Alright, this is Shan 3. There are 6 levels in almost all the towers. Kruga says, farther and farther from solid ground, but don't worry, Lucas, the heights never bother me once the battle is joined. Well, good man, Kruga. Now there is another staircase that leads straight up. Let me use my map class one more time. Okay, so you can see this is the easy way up. Oh, now this is, had we gone up the other staircase from Shan 2, we would have come up in here, which you see would have basically locked us in this area. So since this is the only staircase up, I know that this is actually the right way to go, even though it's the easy way. So now we're in Shan 4. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use that map flask just because it takes a blue pearl every time I do it, and I only have 2 blue pearls left. I should probably just go stock out so I can show you the map each time, but it's not a limited use thing, but it takes up a limited resource to use it each time I want to use it. This time I'll just have to accept that I know where I'm going. Alright, monsters seem hostile. This is a fight with 3 Firmagons and a ranged guy. Nothing we haven't seen before. Recall, jump. Let's get Lucas right there. Use a Gonchi. That's obnoxious. Come on, why can't I hit? And how come we only got 1 turn? This is a situation where I may normally use time stop because these guys are going to survive in the second round, but because they're really not much of a threat, I don't really care enough to. I mean, I'll take the damage and just use a potion afterward. Well, maybe I will kill them all. Well, looks like I will get them all. gonna save real quick before I open up that chest because I'm low on medicines and locos. And there's probably nothing worth my time in here anyway. Nifs. No, I don't want anything. Nifs is just another mushroom. I think it like makes you hit harder for 2 rounds. Waste of time. Teleporters, you are warned. Okay. I believe I want to go. Yes. Okay. These guys are shoot acid balls at you, except for some reason it's a physical attack. See how sweet would this be if it was on the Wii U and I could have all this information down at my fingertips and a scrolling log of what's been done. Oh, that needs to happen. I'm noticing the acid ball, even though it does do variable damage on different enemies, consistently seems to be doing more damage than fireball, so maybe I need to buy a 3rd Felmus so I can get Midir Fireball, because 35 damage is kind of crappy. Although as his magic skill improves, so too will his damage. But as we've discussed, that takes a long time. Yes, it will take Gonchis. Okay, now outside this room is one of the harder. There are a few ambushes in this game that are very difficult. The reason is that they, not that you can't win, but that they always get to move first, and they will do things like cast Forget on you, or drain your stat points, and just things that permanently damage your party that you can't recover from like that. So I have to actually prepare for this ambush. I see that I'm almost 28 minutes into this, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this video now, and we will next time take out this ambush and climb the last 2 towers or floors for the Tower of Shan and finish this off. Until then.